Okay, hey, it's Mega here, and today I am changing the transmission fluid on my 2006 Toyota Prius, and I'm gonna make a little how to change the transmission fluid vlog. So, so my Toyota Prius has hit 200,000 miles, and I'm doing my 200,000 mile maintenance. Um, I kind of read on the interwebs that you probably want to change the transmission fluid every, say, like 30,000 miles. 30,000 miles to like 60,000 miles. Probably a good idea to do it more. Maybe like 30,000. I think I changed it. I changed it around 130,000. So I think it's got a little more than 60,000 on it, on the fluid. So and I did it myself last time. So but I didn't get a video of it last time. So this is the video for this time. So it's pretty easy. You're going to need 4 quarts of Toyota ATF WS. It is recommended you use this fluid only. Don't buy any kind of other fluid. So you're going to have to go to Toyota or find some place that sells this stuff from Toyota. I bought this at Winchester. No. This was $15 a bottle at Winchester Auto. That's normally how much it is, I guess. But you can get it for I got it for about $11 a bottle, a quart, at Piercy Toyota in Milpitas. So, and I saw on Amazon you can get it for $40 for $40 shipped for 4 bottles. So that comes out to about $10. So it's slightly cheaper at Amazon. So I said, oh well, let's just support my local Toyota dealership, and I buy their fluid. So that's what I wound up doing. I have 4. The 4th one is here. I don't want to put it. It's kind of leaking already. So you're also the easiest way to do it is to have a transmission funnel. So you can actually buy these at the Toyota dealership too. Basically, it's a funnel with a little hose, attached to the end of it. And I know this is the exact one I used last time because that's the only thing I use this for. That's what I did. I bought this at the Toyota dealership. It's called a transmission funnel. That's what it's called. So, and I only use it for this. So the easiest way is to use this contraption. If you can also use a fluid transfer pump too, but from what I remember when I did it last time, it's way easier if you do it with this. You just have gravity help you, kind of thing. The manual doesn't really help all that much. It doesn't tell you what the fluid change intervals are, and it tells you to check the fluid level, and that's about it. They don't tell you when to change it and stuff. So a little info. The second gen, at least the second gen Prius, I know you should change it every 30,000 miles ish, or 60,000, whichever you feel like. I guess I get a lot of varying answers. It's pretty easy. All you have to do is drain the old fluid out, and then put new fluid in until the little the fill port is full, basically. It's really easy. You just drain it and fill. There's no filter. There's no. It's easier than changing oil. You just drain the oil and then put new oil in. That's all you got to do. And about 4 quarts will do you good. I think I heard it's around 3.5 quarts. We'll find out today. All right, let's hop to it. So the first thing I did is I drove the car around the neighborhood for a little while. I warmed up the engine. So you get that transmission fluid nice and warm. So when you take it out, when you drain it, it drains faster because it's less viscous, and it'll take more of the dirt and stuff out of the transmission. So that's why you want to. So you want to take it for a little bit of the drive before you do this. And then the next step is to, obviously, you got to get it on some kind of jack stands. So what you want to do is you want it to be on a level surface. So that's why I have my Prius spec'd into my driveway. My driveway is kind of like a bit of an angle, so it's actually pointed downward a little bit when I parked it in the driveway. So I park it backwards, and then I put it on some ramps, so it's generally level. You want to be able to park your Prius on a generally flat surface, but you need to have access under it. So this works pretty good. It's pretty level right now. If anything, it might be a little bit up like that, but should be fine. I'm pretty sure I did it the same time in this driveway. So it's the same as it was before. And I've been driving it for like the last 60,000 miles, and it's been fine. So, so yeah. So you got to get your car on some kind of jack stands. If you're on a flat level ground, you're probably gonna have to jack it up on 4 jack stands. Just get the whole car up in the air, just enough so you can get underneath the car. Because you're gonna have to get under there so you can see what we're working with. But yeah, just get your car up in the air, and then it's got to be level. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is take this this cowl off, this cover. Okay, so we're going to go take the cover off. So we'll start from the left to the right. So there's one right here. What you're going to want to do is get a Phillips head screwdriver, and then just unscrew it, and unscrew it so the center part comes out, and lift it up with your fingernail, and then just kind of wiggle it and pull it out. It should come right out like that. Got it? Do it a couple more times and I'll speed the video up. Right. Try not to let it spin. Try not to let the whole thing spin. Okay. If you're having trouble, pull up on the cover. Yeah, when you're pulling up on it and it's not wanting to come out, pull up on the cover, and then it'll help pop it out. So I'll try that on this one here. So I'm putting my finger on the bottom part, and I'm unscrewing it, the center part, just enough so it can get high enough where I can get my fingernail underneath it, pull it up, and then to help it get out, I'm gonna pull up on the cover. See, it pops right out. Popped right out the bottom part anyways. Okay, so for the rest of them, I'm just going to speed up the video. Okay, so there should be six of those plastic clips holding it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you get them all out, the whole cover will slide. Well, you can lift it out, and then you just kind of slide it forward. The hood catch, or the hood latch lever here, gets in the way a little bit, so you just slide a little bit forward, then the whole thing comes out. All right, set that aside, and then there you go. You got better access. Okay, to your so you're gonna want to get your drain pan of some sort ready, and I'm gonna show you where we're working with here. So here's the bottom of the car here. You do not want to touch this. This is the coolant drain plug for the inverter. Don't touch that. Where you'll be working is right here to the side here. So see these hoses right here? If it's underneath these hoses, you don't want to touch it. So move to the right of it a little bit, and right here is this is your fill plug for the transmission, and right here is your drain plug right here. So what we're probably going to do first is let's loosen the fill plug right here. And then actually what we want to do is clean it too. Let's clean it. It looks a little dirty, so we'll clean that area with a rag or something. And then this is the drain right here. So we're going to drain it here and then fill it right here. Okay, so I got a rag and a kind of like a plastic brush here. You can probably use a wire brush too, but just as a plastic one. And just kind of clean up area that we'll be working in. So right here. So just so we don't get any dirt in there, you know. Clean it as best as you can. It's kind of hard to work with, but just make sure you get once it's done dripping. Actually, it's not going to drip at all. Think about it. Wipe it with a rag now. So it's nice and clean. I know there's kind of not a lot of room to work with here. You could take this cover underneath here if you feel you need to. Okay, so time to go remove. So first we're gonna remove, or we're gonna loosen the fill plug, and then we're gonna remove the drain plug. That way it helps it drain faster, because there won't be like a vacuum holding. All right, so these are the tools for success. You're gonna need a 24mm socket, And yes, you're going to need a socket, not a wrench. I don't think a wrench. You may strip it. Just be aware that fill plug is very narrow. It is very easy to strip this, so you're going to want a good grip on that so you don't strip it. This one, probably not so much. It shouldn't be on there very tight. It's only 29 foot-pounds, so hopefully I tighten it at the right torque. And then you're going to need a 10mm Allen wrench of some sort. I have these sockets, pretty good. This one, yeah, I never really use this one, so I'm going to go use it today. I got a 1/2 inch and a 3/8 right here, so. Alright, okay, I know it's hard to see, but we're working in this area right here. And right here. Got it? So get your drain pan ready, just in case. Just in case stuff comes out of that hole. It should not come out of that hole. Because then it will be overfilled. Alright, we're just going to loosen it, is all we're going to do. Where did it go? Okay. Make sure you're loosening it in the right direction. Okay, that was actually quite easy. I probably didn't need a breaker bar quite that big. So it's loose now. I could do it by hand. Okay, yes. Okay. Alright. Next we're going to get our 8mm or 10mm Allen wrench, and we're going to loosen this. I'll just have this ready just in case. Make sure it's in there all the way too, so let's strip it. Okay, there we go. Ouch, that kind of hurt. Not a lot of room to work with. Okay, so it's loose now. Okay, I got some gloves just in case my hands get oily. Oh man, I keep on forgetting where we're working. Okay, so I'm gonna go take the fill plug out first. Oh, I know I have to contort my body. Do this. It'd be nice if I was on a rack, man. Okay, so there's the drain. There's the fill plug right there. It's probably a good idea to replace that little gasket, the washer, but I'm not going to. It's recommended, but I'm not going to. That's all I'm gonna say. And then pull your drain plug out, and then it should start coming out. There it goes. It's kind of like a dark red color. It's very liquidy. Okay, some action there. It's really thin, so it comes out pretty easily. And then just kind of let that drain for about 5-10 minutes. Wait, just let it drain until it's done draining, pretty much. And then we're just going to put that fill plug back in. The fill plug is right over there. I mean the drain plug. I'm going to put that drain plug back in. Alright, so in the meantime, while that's draining, what we're going to do is we're going to go fish the fill hose, the transmission fill hose into the hole right there. So some stuff did come out of it. That's interesting. I'll wipe that clean. So just kind of remember where you're working with. You're working right around here. So kind of, do you want to move the hose down between the fog light and the license plate bracket? So somewhere around here is where we're working. So that's where you're going to want to bring the hose down. Okay, so while you're waiting for the transmission fluid to drain out, go get your transmission funnel hose ready. Make sure it's nice and clean. I'll probably wipe it with a rag before we stick it down there. Mine has a little hose attached to it. I think I added an extra hose, so to make it a little easier, it's like a vacuum hose, to make it a little easier to get it in the hole, because like this part doesn't bend right here. It's not very bendy. Okay, here we go. This is going to be a little tricky. The place that we're fishing it down is, see this little box right here? See, there's a little box right there. You're going to go to the right of that box. Yeah. kind of get it down, just kind of fish it down there, and then we'll guide it in once it gets to the bottom. So probably might want to clean it again once we get back down there. Just kind of just start feeding it down into there. It's kind of a pain, but it's worth it because it makes this so much easier. Just all you have to do is pour it in, you know. It's worth it. It's worth the effort. Okay. Get under here. What are we looking for? I'm looking for a hose. Okay. Okay, there's our hose right there. See? And then we're going to want to guide it into the fill hole right here. Got it? There's not a lot of room to work with. Hopefully you can keep the hose clean while you're working with it. Okay, so you're going to want to get it in between, underneath this hose here, this coolant hose, and then just guide it. Oop, okay. Pull it if you need extra. Okay, see, it's going in the hole. Try to get it in there as much as possible so it doesn't just slip out. Because it is slipping out. Try to get it in there as much as possible. Okay, now you're going to want to position your funnel somewhere. Right here. Okay, so that's what we're working with right there. So it's already in the hole right there, but I'm going to just make sure. Definitely don't want to waste this expensive transmission fluid, so just try to get it in there as much as possible. Okay? Alright. And then when this is done draining, we're going to put the drain plug back in, start filling it up, and then once you see transmission fluid dribbling out of this hole, then you're done. You stop filling it up. Probably want to do. So what you want to do before you start filling it up, make sure that area is clean. Okay, because you're gonna want to be able to see the fluid. Getting this rag here and wiping the surfaces clean of transmission fluid. That way you can distinguish what the new fluid looks like. The bottom of this transmission looks great after so many miles. Bad. Okay. Alright, so once you start to see fluid dribbling out from here, then you know you're good. Okay? But we're gonna go wait for the rest of that to finish dribbling out, and then we'll get. So probably I'll come back like 5 minutes later. Alright. Thanks, we go. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes. I've been letting it drip the whole time, and we got our thing ready to fill up there. So I think that's a good enough drain time right there. What we're gonna do is wipe this off a little bit here. Make sure your drain plug is clean. So here's the drain plug right here. What you're gonna want to do before you put it back in is clean it. So the drain plug has a magnet on it that catches like metallic debris and stuff. It's basically, this is your oil filter, basically. So you're gonna want to clean it before you put it back in. As you can see, there's some kind of metallic sludge stuck to it right now. So it's the metals and stuff that come from your transmission. It's not too bad, but let's see. So I'm gonna want to make sure clean all that off until you can see the magnet, basically. What you might want to do is get a Q-tip or get an air compressor and blow the pieces away too. That can help also. First, we're going to just keep on wiping here. Make sure you clean the gasket mating surfaces, the O-ring. you know, that's normal. You know, you've got like metal stuff in your transmission that it wears because it's metal to metal contact. Okay, and then I'm just gonna get air compressor and blow as much as I can off of there. Man, there's a lot of stuff in there. Okay, so that's what it looks like after wiping it down. And I'm just gonna get air compressor and blow the rest off. Okay, there we go. So that's nice and clean now. What helped was I got a Q-tip. I kind of got it in there and then you get more of that stuff out of there, and I blew it with the air compressor, and now it's like super clean. So that's how you want it to look like when it's done. Should have taken a picture of it before I cleaned it. All right. Hey, before I put it back in there, let's do one last wipe. Let's just kind of stick this in there a little bit to suck up whatever's in there. It's still dripping after like 10-15 minutes. And then put this in there. It's still going to keep on dripping, but I'm trying my best. Okay. Put it in tight for now. Okay. Wipe it. So what I'm going to do is get our dealy here and tighten it by hand a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to go get my torque wrench. Okay, I've got my torque wrench, and I've got it set to 29 foot-pounds is what the Haynes manual says. So it's kind of hard. There, 29 foot-pounds. Got it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and torque this as we're done with it. That's it. Okay, it's about 29. You don't want to over torque it because you're working with aluminum here. That's the reason why these torque settings are like so low. All right, and then what you're going to want to do before we start filling it up is we're going to go clean the fill plug real quick. This looks pretty clean already though. Go ahead and clean the fill plug. That way it's ready to go once it starts dribbling out of the hole. Got it? Okay. Good to go. Just clean the mating surfaces, the O-ring. Make sure there's no dirt on it. That's all. Okay. That's what it looks like. That's clean. And additionally, you can clean the drain plug. You could also replace the drain plug too. If yours is stripped, these are very easy to strip. I would recommend replacing it, you know, and with the O-ring, with the not the O-ring, with the washer.